Alright everybody, welcome to the first episode of the TalkNoJutsu podcast. I am your host, my name is Cole. We also have with us Jesse, he's right there in the middle on the screen, and then Skylar on the far left of the screen, he's over there. Just the reason I came up with this podcast idea, well, to get started, like I got hooked on the show Naruto in general because of Jesse. Jesse's the one that told me to watch it. And I was looking for a podcast that followed the show, and there really wasn't one. Like there's some here and there, but they don't really have like a week by week episode recap. That's why I wanted to make one anyway. How did you guys find out about Naruto?
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously I talked Cole here into it, but for me it was like more so I was like not too into anime, and like the whole thought about it, to be honest, it was just the whole thought about it was like, once I get into it, you know what I mean? Like, you know how they always say, weebs make fun of weebs or this and that. Like, and I was just kind of like, I don't want to be, I was like, I'm not going to join the crowd. No. And then I was like, you know what, if I'm going to watch an anime, because I mean, everybody's watching it. Seriously, like it's so popular, and I just thought, okay, if I'm going to watch something, it's going to be, Dragon Ball Z, or Naruto, and so I went on to Google, and I was like, what are the top grossing, animes? Like, what have they all watched, like, and why? So I see Naruto, and I mean, geez, I've had jokes about it before even watching it, by running or things like that. So, just funny things like that. And I was kind of like, a lot of people are watching this show, and there's got to be a reason for that, so that's kind of what got me into Naruto. I just remember it from my childhood, and I just never got into it, but I was like, if it's still going, there's a reason it's still going. Yeah. It's got to be popular. So that's kind of what got me into it. And once I started Naruto, that just opened the door for my anime fun, and I'm just watching different things here and there, and it's gotten out of control. Let's put it that way.
And I was kind of reversed from that, because I watched a lot of like the 12 episode shows, like maybe 24 episode shows, and I never wanted to watch any like long ones. And then Jesse convinced me, and I started watching, and that was it.
Yeah.
What about you, Sky?
What about you, Sky? Yeah.
No, I was the same way. So like the first anime I ever watched was Death Note, and I like, for TV shows in general, I don't really like watching anything that's too long. Like, and when I saw Naruto, it was 300 episodes long, and it's like, okay, well, I don't like, the biggest thing with anime is I do not like filler. So you'll probably hear me talk about filler a lot during the podcast, but I'm just not a big fan of filler. I think it's a waste of time. Shoot me, you know what I mean? A lot of people get mad about that, yeah. But I don't know. I just like, I had a buddy who, we were talking. I'm like, oh yeah, he was a big anime dude, and I'm like, well, I've seen, Death Note, and Death Note's awesome. So he was just telling me about Naruto, and he knew everything about it. He knew all the hand symbols. He was explaining all these different arcs to me. I'm like, holy crap, dude, this sounds pretty cool. So I mean, eventually I started watching it, and I'm like, wow, it was definitely a show that I can relate to. So I think that's why I got into Naruto. But I mean, 600 episodes later, I'm still watching it today.
Isn't it like 700 in Naruto?
Is it 700?
Well,
I think it was 500. Was it 300 and then 500?
I think it's 200 and
200 and then 500.
Oh yeah, 200 and 700. Yeah. But like Boruto's got 800 now total.
Right, with Boruto as well. So it's a long journey for
It's
sure.
a long journey.
It is like worth it though.
Oh,
it
man.
Definitely is.
How fast did you watch it, Jesse? Like, how quick do you think you did it?
I would say like, I mean, and then mind you, I've got obviously school and a job, so it's like you're right, but still, like, I'd say I started was it September, October, I think, and I finished around December. Yeah, I would say December. So 3 to 4 months, and I mean, a lot of people are gonna, I watched that in a month. Like I know, like, but for me it was, I mean, I was hooked. Like I was watching episode after episode, between homework and work and things like that. Even on my break, like I was trying to dive in to these episodes I didn't want to be too busy though. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to hear what everyone had to say.
Mhm.
There was some filler skippings here and there, but I read kind of the summaries of what was going on and things like that, and that's fine. But some of the characters were just they weren't as alluding or like as important to me, but than some. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, I'd say probably 3 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I was about 3 months, 2 to 3 months as well.
Is that for like all of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
Right on.
You just powered
It could have
through
been.
it.
Yeah, I was gonna say it could have been 2 months too, because I feel like I did
Yeah.
it faster than Cole did. So
Well, I didn't skip any filler either, so you probably did do
that's
it
right.
faster.
So right, yeah.
I definitely slept through some
You're
of
right.
them, but I didn't skip any.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think
So.
I don't think I was that fast, but for real though, this is like one of those animes where you hit a certain arc and you're like, holy crap! Like some of the arcs are very compelling. Some
Oh,
of them,
yeah.
like Jesse mentioned, a lot of the fillers just
Yep.
couldn't care for. But
Yeah, a lot of them were just, the first episode in, you're like, oh wow, like this is gonna be like this. You gotta hold on. You're like, oh god, whether you're at your computer or phone or couch, you were just kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
it made you kind of go into it, and that's kind of the downfall for the 20-minute episodes, because I was like, God, I want more.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
But there was definitely more. So,
there's
for
plenty.
sure, there was plenty
Until now,
for
though.
sure. Yeah,
We ran out
exactly.
now.
see, and like now watching Boruto week by week, like it's kind of hard. Like I don't like watching shows as they're airing because of that problem. You get hooked and you're like, man, I need to watch more,
Yep.
or you hit a bunch of filler and it's like a year's worth of our life filler, and it's like, oh, dude.
That's
And they
true,
went to
yeah.
the
'cause,
store and they fought somebody.
Yeah.
Right? Or,
like some of those
and they came
filler
back.
arcs, they lasted the whole year. If you thought about week by week, almost. Jeez.
Yeah. Yep. They seriously like some of definitely like any of the fillers throughout that is just
Pretty
I
crazy.
thought about it watching back, and it was like, wow, that took 3 months, and I was like,
Yeah, dude. It might
oh,
take you like a
God,
day to
like
get
a
through them,
4.
but dang.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like the Naruto Shippuden. Like Sasuke isn't in that anime at all for like the first
No.
100 episodes. That's almost 2 years. That's like 2 years that Sasuke wasn't even in
I
there.
just have no idea.
Yeah.
Everyone's probably like, what's happening?
But,
Right?
but when you binge watch it, you're like, okay,
Yeah,
where's
yeah,
Sasuke?
okay.
Where's Sasuke?
Right.
Oh, okay,
There he is.
100 episodes later.
About
But-
4 or 5 days later, he shows up.
4 or 5 days.
In reality, you're like,
Yeah.
in reality, you've been waiting 2 years or something to see him.
Uh-huh.
In 4 or 5 days, you just ran through, a bunch of
Yeah.
episodes. So
Can you imagine what that felt like, just waiting for Sasuke? Like, I didn't like him. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really care that much for him, but
like waiting for my dad to show up.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like Sasuke. I mean, we can talk about that. A little
yeah,
bit.
we'll talk about it later.
Oh, that's fine.
No. Well, anyway, so what we wanted to do for this first episode, kind of what we're doing right now, is just talking about the series as a whole, kind of going to our favorite characters, favorite parts, arcs, things like that, and then just do like a brief little, or it'll take a break, and then we'll do like a brief little talk about the latest episode of Boruto, episode 99. And then that'll get us into like episode 100 of Boruto next week and continue on and try to just do like a little bit of a recap for that every week. But yeah.
100.
Well, cool. Well, I like to start out with my favorite character of all time, Shikamaru Nara. Best character in the show. He's the smartest. He's got the
No
brains. He's my goodness, the things he does. He's such a cool character too. He just knows he's a bad A. He knows.
Yeah, I think like with that character, he's just the shadow paralysis and just how he manipulates and thinks. At first, it was kind of just I mean, it's insane. I mean,
Like-
why do you? Yeah,
Like
I mean,
from
what do you
the
think?
from the tuning exams, the original tuning exams in the Forest of Death. This is where my love of him started. He's just sitting there, he sees all this stuff going. He's like, I don't want to get involved with that. I'm like, I'm not getting in that. I'll do my own thing. And I was like, bro, dude, this guy knows. He knows what's up. And his favorite catchphrase, it's such a drag. That's his life, man. His life's a drag, but he makes the best of it. I don't know. That's why he's my favorite character. What about you guys?
I think just I mean, just from the just his IQ standpoint it was it was insane. Like just compared. At first, I was just more so like at first I seen him and he was just kind of like, oh, this is a drag around Naruto and stuff like that. And I was
Got a
just like,
man bun thing going
this,
on.
yeah. And I was just like, this guy is just absolutely useless. I was like, this guy's not gonna do, anything. Like he's going to just be a side character. He's just, he doesn't want to do anything. Like he'll just fade out. Something's gonna happen to him. He's gonna catch a kunai to the forehead. Like something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like seriously, I was just like, this guy just doesn't want to do anything. Like so, like why is he in here? So
Yeah.
that's kind of like why I thought, just thinking back to it, it was just, it was just like, wow, this guy's not gonna do anything, and now he's just blown my mind.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
it was definitely for me. It was the tuning exams. It was, how he was just thinking, how he's fighting. Like it was insane. It was kind of like, oh wow, like he's actually, you know what I mean? Like he's actually really good at what he does. Like he just doesn't want to do anything, So it's like that's it. He's just lazy. Like he's actually smart. Like I was like, dude,
man.
like this is great. Like it was just definitely one of those prodigy, kids that just wasn't motivated, just wanted to be a cloud. You know what I mean? Like seriously.
That's why I looked at the clouds all the time.
Exactly. Just kind of peered up. But yeah, I think character-wise, it was definitely like a big just swirl of emotions for me. It was like I didn't like him, but then I liked him, and then I was like, why do I like him? Just because he was just kind of like, why even try? So then I was just kind of like, okay, he's playing this so cool, and he's just so good at what he does that, you know what? I like this guy.
Yeah.
And the jutsu he also, offers with the shadow paralysis, that's insane
Shadow
too.
paralysis
That's just
dope.
Yeah, it's just the minor things you look throughout in life. You know what I mean? Like you look at it now, every time I'm looking at a shadow, I'm like,
It's gonna jump out
I
and
can
get
do
you.
something with that. Yeah, I was like, if I was Shikamaru, if I was part of the Dark Clan, I could actually do something with that right there. You know what I mean? So that's why I thought, I think his jutsu is cool. His attitude, changed because he kind of found that, like he wanted to kind of do something because he could. Overall he is a really good character, so I like that. What about you, Sky?
Who do you like?
Oh, about Shikamaru?
No, about anybody. Who's your favorite?
Oh.
What do you like?
Man, dude, there's so many. Like this is an anime where there are so many like amazing characters that you become like attached to. Like they grow on you. I think Shikamaru is one of those characters where the more you watch the anime,
That's why I like the fillers
grows
too,
on
though,
you.
because the side characters, they do that. They grow on you in the fillers.
Yeah. No, that's true.
You can't. I mean.
Anyway, go back there.
I don't know. I was thinking about this because there's a lot of characters I really do like, but I think one of my favorites, and this probably has to do mostly with because it's one of my favorite arcs, but I think Master Jiraiya is probably one of my all-time favorite characters. He's just he's just like a real person. He's a real person, but at the same time, he's like a jutsu god when it comes to the ninja world. And it's like, dude, it's really cool how he can go from just being like a pervy dude that's just a normal human to this master teacher that kind of grooms and gets Naruto ready to save the world. And I don't know, I think Jiraiya is one of those characters that I didn't really like him at first. I'm like, who's this guy? But then it's 100 episodes later with Jiraiya, and then a humongous gap between Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. It's like, dude, this guy's awesome. You know what I mean?
I think like the Tsunade retrieval arc is really what got me liking Jiraiya. I mean, him showing how to do the Rasengan, I don't know why. That was just kind of cool. It was like you don't really get to see them learn how to use their jutsus up until then, because Sasuke, he already knows how to do Sharingan stuff. You got Shikamaru, he knows how to do shadow paralysis. But like Naruto didn't know anything, seeing how they learn how to do jutsus. I don't know. Some of that was my favorite stuff with learning how to use jutsus, and that's made me like Jiraiya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's just definitely a good teacher. He was hilarious, and he taught Naruto. I mean, he groomed Naruto for a lot of things, down the road that I was like, there's no way Naruto's going anywhere, until he showed up. So.
Well, that's definitely a relationship. Like the relationship Naruto has with Jiraiya is one that's very,
Yep.
like the more it goes on, you're like, holy crap, this is, I don't know, it's just the Jiraiya Naruto arcs. I really did enjoy. So I mean, that's probably why he's one of my favorite characters, just because he's so down to earth. He's like a real, he's relatable. You know what I mean? He's a relatable character. So
definitely,
for sure. But for my characters, I'd say like favorite. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Naruto. I mean, he's obviously the main character, but just to spice it up, well, I'm gonna go with Kakashi Hatake. He's definitely freaking awesome. Like it is just it's crazy. Like from the get go, you know what I mean? Like from just Naruto, passing his because he stole the scroll, and he ended up saving and kind of owing back what he had done initially, which wasn't really his fault, right? But he just wanted to prove and be the best, right? He wanted to be Hokage. So just getting from the get go, I mean, right when I seen Kakashi just trying to test him, with the bells and things like that, it was just like, okay, is this guy serious? You know what I mean? And then they're like, oh yeah, he hasn't passed anybody before. I was like, oh, okay.
And they go back into that too, though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? Yeah. He actually didn't pass
Yeah.
anybody.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's it's like, and from there I was kind of like, okay, is he just picking on kids, or is he like, like seriously, is he just kind of showing off, or is he actually this good? Why is he wearing why is he wearing his headband to the side? Like, is that kind of like wearing a hat to the side, or like what's going on? Like, I'm just like, is it just kind of a cool thing, or obviously he's hiding something. Something's up with his eye, So I was just kind of like, what's going on? The thing that just brought me to love him was just his caringness at the fight with the demon Zabuza in the mist. It was just, I mean, he showed a lot of love and respect for them. As like students, but he was going to protect them, even just for the bridgeman. He protected him as well, like, and just mirroring just from the get-go, just with his mirroring jutsu and everything. That's when I was just kind of like, dude, like this guy is seriously like, there's nobody that could actually take him, like, you know what I mean? So just kind of from that get-go, we could go more and more in depth, but it was just kind of, I mean, just seeing how he was, Kakashi the copycat, like ninja, and it was kind of like, what do you mean? And then he shows you, just mirroring Zabuza, like to where he was starting to freak out, as they were both mirroring each other. It was just, he's a cool overall guy throughout the whole storyline. I mean, he's just been nothing but, I mean, I'd say like a big brother to, Naruto and Sasuke, just not only just a teacher, so, and of course Sakura, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm like, but who really cares? But so that's kind of my thought. I mean, what do you guys think? Starting, I guess, Cole. What were your thoughts?
I mean, Kakashi's been one of my favorites as well. Ever since I seen him do the water dragon, like with Zabuza.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on in the war arc, when he gets the Executioner's blade, Zabuza's blade, that is so cool. Oh my gosh, dude, that was like. I was like, whoa, dude, Kakashi's so dope.
He handled it with ease.
Oh, I know. That giant sword.
Like it was his own,
Yeah, so, dude.
Yeah.
That was super cool. And like, it's interesting because one of my other favorite characters in like Boruto is Konohamaru. And I always liked Konohamaru, but like when you look at Konohamaru compare him to Kakashi, they're very similar. Like the stuff they do is very similar. It's really, really cool. Like he protects his team and things like that. I don't know. He just shows his power when he's ready to show his power.
Yep.
And I don't know. The other thing I liked about Konohamaru was in the Pain arc when he's learning how to do the Rasengan and he does it. It's like, yo, dude, this kid is like 11 or something. Naruto had to. I guess that's when Naruto learned around that age, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it's not as cool, but he learned a lot faster, I think, than Naruto. No, he didn't, did he?
I'd say I don't know.
It's
I'm
similar.
not too sure. I mean,
It's similar.
he was still, yeah. I think just from Konohamaru's, lineage, it's just he was.
That's true. The
He was
Sarutobi
gonna be
kind.
yeah, he was gonna be definitely
Yeah.
powerful. It wasn't like I mean Naruto was too, but
But
still,
like his courage though when he did fight that Pain.
yeah,
11-year-old kid or 12-year-old kid
Yeah.
fighting Pain. My goodness. Dang.
take his soul.
Yeah. Almost
But,
got him.
No, I
Yeah.
had some thoughts like on Kakashi. So like he's also one of my favorite characters as well. But the thing about Kakashi, like you were saying, Jesse, is that at the very beginning, I think what everybody likes about him and why everyone's so drawn to him is because you're kind of kept in the shadows with Kakashi. He's a very mysterious character that you don't really know anything about. He doesn't talk much, so you don't really
Yep.
you
Yeah.
can't read him either. There's no body language.
yeah.
You can only see one of his eyes. You can't see his face at all, and he doesn't talk about anything. So, but it's like as the anime progresses from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden, it's like holy crap, Kakashi is one bad dude that has had he's lived a life. You
Oh,
know what I
yeah.
mean? There's been a
Exactly.
lot that has happened to this guy. But going back to the very first arc when they fight Zabuza, watching them fight one of the Seven Swordsmen, you know what I mean? It's like after you go through and you watch all the anime and come back to that, you're like,
Yeah.
this was a huge fight.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
this
Yeah.
dude was. They shouldn't have beat this guy. You know what I mean?
No.
Exactly.
You don't realize at the beginning either, though. It's
Uh-huh,
crazy
yeah.
how
Yeah.
it
It's kind of
progresses.
like, why is this fight taking 40 episodes? Like seriously, it's just
Yeah.
kind of like, why is this going on so long? And in reality, it's kind of like, yeah, wow, that did go on for that long because of, that reason. And
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think I agree with you as far as development wise too. With Kakashi was, he was quiet, kind of on his own path, and which we learned later, down the road why he,
Yeah,
was that way. But it's just and now we're at a part where he's kind of like like I'm saying the big brother or the uncle or whatever you want to put to
Yeah.
everybody else. You know what I mean? So and he shows a caring side more than he has
Oh yeah.
before to start with, right? And that's just what makes him he's definitely like up there with Naruto. I mean, Naruto's the best. Come on, like like he really is. We could go on and on. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
can go on and on about Naruto as well, and people that don't like him just because he's the main character, right? But
Mhm.
it's just I think Kakashi is really up there for me. So
Yeah.
in terms of characters. So
Well, fun fact, I was actually looking at this. They have like a ranking system online, which it looks like a whole bunch of people have like this is fan voting. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Kakai-
yeah.
okay.
you guys want me to read it? I can read
Yeah,
you the top
do it,
three.
do it.
I'll do top 10 just because we've talked about a couple of them. So
Definitely.
Kakashi's number 1, Itachi Uchiha number 2, and then
Mm-hmm.
Naruto Uzumaki number 3, and then Minato, Naruto's dad,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then Jiraiya was number 5. Gaara was 6, Shikamaru 7,
Hey.
Hinata 8, Sasuke 9, and my boy Neji 10.
Oh,
Wow.
rip Neji.
Sasuke's pretty low. I know Itachi.
I expect this
Yeah.
Sasuke to be high.
Let's just take away the fact that you knew what Itachi was doing and see if he was your favorite character.
Oh yeah,
You know
dude.
what
I
mean?
hated
Like,
Itachi up until
It's
then.
just funny that he
Yeah.
made that list just
Yeah.
because I know why he did,
Mhm.
but it's just funny that you say that because without him doing that and him just
Yep.
Definitely.
killing everyone just because would have just made him
Oh yeah, I
worse,
hated
but-
them until then. I didn't even believe that it was true. Well, I guess it was Toby at the time. Toby told Sasuke. I didn't believe it. At first, I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, dudes. Itachi's a killer, dude. He killed them all.
yeah. I thought he was just kind of messing with his mind and stuff
Oh
like that.
man.
So yeah, but speaking of obviously the hatred
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
so I guess Cole, you can round us up with what character you is your least favorite of
Dude,
this whole
dude,
Naruto
I
verse.
hate this guy so much. He's such a
Oh.
punk. It's
Uh-oh.
Donzo. I don't know his
Okay,
last
alright.
name. He's
Okay.
Is it Danzo Uchiha?
he's not an Uchiha.
No,
he just got
he's
some
not.
Oh,
Sharingans.
that's right, that's
yeah.
right, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
This
just-
man
He stole absolutely everything.
This man.
Like,
drove our boy Shisui to death.
yeah.
Shisui took his eye,
Yeah.
and Shisui decided, oh, that's it, guys. Donzo got me, and he did it. But man,
Yeah.
Donzo, he did so much stuff. Like, okay, I understand. Donzo definitely did stuff to try to protect the Leaf Village. That was his whole goal.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, I think his goal, like in the back of his mind, was to get power, to become Hokage, so that he'd be able to protect the village in his own way. Everything he did tried to get him to become a Hokage. That's all he did, is doing these things so he could get the power eventually. At one point, he tried to get the third Hokage assassinated.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, come on, man. Just because you don't like what he's doing, he's trying his best. He's trying. But this is where Sasuke comes in and ends the dude. Only redeeming quality of Sasuke up until now in Boruto. Up until now. But man, I didn't like Sasuke either, just because. But then he killed Danzo. So props to Sasuke.
I can see. I mean, yeah, that's obviously for me. It's it's just hard because like obviously for the Leaf Village, that's all he wanted to do, right? That really was like that's all he wanted to do, even back when he was just a Jonin, as well.
When it showed him all young kids.
Yeah, when they were younger,
kids,
with Hiruzen and
Toby Rama.
Toby, right? Yeah, and yeah, exactly. As their leader on those missions, he just wanted to protect, and unfortunately he was outshined. He was the darker, for the yin yang between, Hiruzen and Danzo. They had that kind of light to dark feel to them, which was good. But unfortunately, when the light is taken out, the dark kind of fills that void, and I feel like that's kind of what led to Danzo going down this path is definitely Hiruzen being with
a little bit better.
Yeah. But I think it's still what he did. I mean, look at the man's arm. Look at his eye.
Dude.
You know what I mean?
That's what gets me. He's just like Toby Rama. He must hate the Uchihas and take all their eyes.
Yeah, that's what's just freaked me out is when I seen his arm and I was like, okay, like he's not a burn victim, so he's just a test subject. You know what I mean? Like obviously that's what made him so suspense was he was just jerk with,
and you never knew what was behind it until later.
Exactly. So yeah, just to end my stint on him is just I think because Hiruzen died, it led to Danzo not being, kept in track. Even though he had this behind the scenes stuff. I get that, but I feel like, I mean, look what happened when Hiruzen did die. Look, he ended up dying because he got too, carried away out of hand in a sort. But of course, Sasuke got older as well, so. But it was definitely an unfortunate turn. So Sky, what do you think for my man Danzo here?
He's a creepy old man. That I was glad he died.
Glad he died.
Yeah, I'm glad he did.
Just all the episodes leading up to it, it really like grooms you to hate the dude. It's like, man, this guy's just.
I agree with that.
And then and then everything with Sai too. It's like, ooh, and he introduced this new character where you don't really know which side he is on. It's just. Danzo's a real doozer, but
that might
be
part of it because like you like Sai. You don't like Sai at the beginning, but then you like him, and that leads to you not liking Danzo, maybe.
Yep. Exactly. So.
I don't know. He wasn't my least favorite character. Like, I hated the guy, but I think the one that I hate the most, and it's because I like him too, was Pain, because he ended my boy, dude, and it was so heartbreaking, and like I was that whole arc. Just makes you hate the guy, but then at the very end, you're like, no,
that's what they do to you, man.
They have all of redeeming
qualities. I hated it, dude, but I don't know. I probably hate and love Pain. I probably hate him the most, and I still do love him though.
Dude, when he blew up the Leaf Village, I was like, that's not real. That didn't actually happen, but it did, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How many times does the Leaf Village blow up?
Well, that's the biggest one right there.
That was the biggest.
But then, like, when Kurama and Obito attacked.
Yeah.
That was another time.
Yep. Yeah. That's definitely. So you're saying Pain then is your.
Probably Pain or Madara. I hate
Madara or Pain,
I didn't like
Madara's a scumbag,
yeah. I think Pain is definitely. I mean, he was. I mean, what wasn't he, right? Like, it was just, it was, it's a shame that it kind of went down that path. And when I had watched that, beginning arc of, Jiraiya, like, oh, I'm gonna go, and of course he's given this farewell to Tsunade, and
Oh,
it's
I
kind of like,
know.
it
Yeah.
kind
It's
of gave me
like,
a little bit of
oh,
chills, kind of like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to prove anything. Like, you don't
yeah,
have to start with Jiraiya if
yeah.
you're trying to do something here. If you're trying to kill somebody, don't start with him. Like what are you doing? Like, you got these other people out here that it's just, it was just definitely heartbreaking, like just watching Jiraiya go down like that. But it was also, knowing his strength, how he had taken down, a previous pain and things
Yeah.
like that. It was as
He
heartwarming as
took
it
down
could be,
3 of the
right?
pains,
So
right?
yeah, he took down 3, but I'm just saying, like, he
Yeah, oh,
kept
yeah,
the
yeah,
one, like,
yeah,
he even was
yeah.
able to take one, right, and
Yeah, he did
completely,
kill him
like,
completely. Yep.
yeah, completely,
Left him
like,
the
shut
frog.
off the, yep. But Pain, yeah, I mean, he definitely did what he was supposed to, what he was trying to do for a stint, show people what pain was. And,
Yeah.
it was just weird. And I understand why you would definitely, why you'd hate. I would say he isn't like my least, favorite character, because like I took it as well. Like I took a second step back and was like, oh, maybe he's got a point. Like,
Yeah.
it was just kind of like, oh God, like, he just blew up the Leaf Village, but maybe he's got a point. He's
He's
pinned
got a
Naruto to the
point.
ground,
Yeah.
but he might have a point. He's
Yeah.
sitting here just oozing out of all this, wisdom, and just, it was just like, I was just trying to like understand what he's saying, and down the road as you go, you're just kind of listening, and you're like, oh my gosh, like, this guy's, he's got a point. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, he's doing all this, which is like, okay,
Yeah.
you don't have to go that far out. But yeah, I would say, just, yeah, I understand why you,
Mhm.
definitely dislike him, but
Well, and I think that arc too, and it was the last, it was pretty much the end conversation that Naruto had with Pain, and this was like what for me propelled Naruto onto a whole new level than all the others, because Pain is saying how hopeless life is and how
mhm.
there's never going to be peace, and no matter how hard you try to achieve it, you'll never get it. And then Naruto just basically says, "No, you're wrong. I'll find a
Yeah.
way." And it was like after Naruto said that, I'm like, dude, like, I was so drawn to the anime previous to that, but after he said that, I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, like, I'm gonna cry. Like,
Yeah.
Naruto is the baddest dude around. He just lost the equivalent to his father, to this guy who, he's convinced him that things are possible. You know what I mean? It's like after you
Yeah.
hear that conversation, you're like, wow, like, I feel like I need to go just build something. I need to go do
Yep.
something awesome.
Yep.
Very inspiring.
Yeah, definitely.
Even just thinking about it, I get chills. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, if you're watching this podcast right now and you have not seen Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, go watch it right now, straight up.
Very good. Very good. As much as you see these, complaints about fillers, like, give me a break.
And you
Yeah.
can
bet
skip them, yeah.
You can skip them all you want. They are like, they're still informative. They're still,
Yeah.
like, maybe they aren't, but they give you a feel of the character. You know what I mean? Like, tell me your favorite show, and don't say One Piece, because that's, yeah, that, okay, all right, slow down, right? But like, like, you've got these other, smaller animes going on, and they don't really get in depth with these side characters, from life to death.
Oh, they
almost.
can't,
You-
'cause
like,
they don't have
seriously.
those fillers.
Right, exactly. And you don't get that type of bond, and some people don't want that. That's fine. I
Yeah.
still think watching it, watch the canon. People have listed the canons online and things like that, and it's seriously, I've never watched an anime in my life, and this was the first one. And I'm 22 now, and this is, just this year, or 2018, late 2018, I watched Naruto, and I haven't stopped, right? So seriously,
Yeah.
like, it's a good ride.
I guess one thing I should clarify for the fillers for me is I don't mind fillers. What I don't
Right.
like is when I'm watching this arc and it's like they stop the arc, they don't finish it, and then all this filler comes in. You're like,
Oh.
Gotcha.
I know what you
That's-
mean. I know what you mean. Because, like, the perfect
Yeah.
example of that is, like, when Naruto went and met that one Jinchuriki dude when Jiraiya just died. Like, in
Mhm.
between. Like, that was like, dude, are you really going to drag this out and make Naruto
Yeah.
think about Jiraiya in all endearing way? Like, sure, it's nice for
Exactly.
character development, but come on, just get right into it, you
He's
know?
just tearing your, he's setting you
Yeah.
up for sure.
So that, I mean, like, I watch filler. Like, I watched all of Naruto, like the first anime. I watched all the filler. It's just the filler that separates, like you're in the middle of a canon arc, and then there's filler in there. And you're like,
Oh,
"Ooh,
talk about the
what's
war arc, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
The
Well,
last
there was
part?
like
Yeah,
there
that was
was
long,
what was there
too.
like 20 or 30 fillers in the war arc, and it would come back for like one episode and then
Yeah.
like 10 more, and then 2 episodes and then 5, and you're like,
Yep.
please. You know what I mean?
Please, no
I mean,
more, no more,
no,
no more.
I agree though. Filler is good because it does a lot of character development as well, and like you mentioned earlier, Cole, like this is the filler is what helps you get even more attached to these characters because you learn a lot of background with them too.
Yeah.
And not just background. I would say most of the filler is you take this character on a journey, and it's almost like you get to be in that character's shoes for a couple episodes instead of just mostly Naruto. You know what I mean? Because I feel like throughout most of the anime, you are in Naruto's shoes. You're seeing
Mhm.
everything through Naruto's eyes, but the fillers definitely take a break from that.
Definitely.
Yep, for sure. So I think that leads to my most unliked character here. So I've kind of had a tough time a little bit, like, because there are a couple people where I'm like, why are you here, et cetera, et cetera. 2 people though there's 2, and I guess we can elaborate a little bit. I won't make it as long because I tend to keep going and ramble on, but like I had to bring up 2 here because these 2 are just, one of them is definitely despisable, and the other is just kind of like, again, like, you could be so much better, but you're this, you know what I
Let
mean?
down,
And
yeah.
exactly. And for me, it was just more of, so to start out, the most hated is obviously for me is Kabuto. It was just,
Kabuto?
yeah, Kabuto Yakushi is definitely just a, oh my god. Like, where do I start? Like, he's a friend. He's a snake in the grass. Of course, he's working with Orochimaru,
Yeah.
right? But it's just how upsetting for him to just slip away from everybody, even Kakashi. Like, it was just like, it just
And he was
upset me so
almost dead too.
much. Yeah, and he's just like, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, my favorite episodes were him getting, beat up, or Naruto, like kunai going right through his, his
Yeah.
And
finger,
with
and he
Sengan, too.
grabs him, and yeah, right to his chest. Like, I was like, is he dead? Like, and of course he's not gonna, die right there. But this character was, oh, he was just a thorn, definitely in my side. It was just. And this guy, and for those of you that obviously haven't watched Naruto, you'll understand, or I would probably just watch it before, tuning into even
Yeah,
more
for
of this,
reals,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to spoil anything. But it's just, this guy is a spy. He worked, I don't even know whose side he was on, like, at certain times, it
Mhm.
was just, I mean, what did you guys think of this guy?
I mean,
Yeah,
I liked him at the beginning, to be honest. Like, I thought he was a decent character, like, even as a villain character. I didn't really hate him all that much.
Okay.
And then the beginning of Shippuden, when they're going to, like, find Sasuke, and he's working with Sasori, like, that part, I didn't like him then, because he was interesting, because he's like, yeah, I'm not going to try to kill you guys, because I don't need to kill you guys, you're not a part of us, and you might be able to take out some of the Akatsuki for us. And I was like,
Right.
what a scumbag, dude. What a sleazeball.
Yeah.
He just thinks he's going to lose in a fight.
Yeah,
But then,
yeah.
at the end, though, like, when he did all the Sage Mode stuff, all the what is it called when they bring it back to life? Reincarnation Jutsu?
Yeah.
That stuff. Like, I thought that was pretty cool, and I thought that was a decent way to have him be as a good antagonist. And I liked the way
Right.
they took him down as well without, like, killing him. They changed his mindset by using the Izanami. I don't know.
I think
I
that's
hate
one
him.
of the reasons I didn't like him either, is because throughout the anime, you don't really know whose side he's on. It's like he's on this
Yeah.
side, then he's on this side, then he's on this side. It's like, dude, this guy's almost like a rogue ninja, but he's just a baby. You know what I mean? It's whoever thinks he is the powerfulest is kind of what side he's on.
He was orphan,
I-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it so much worse. Ugh, he's an orphan. Jeez. Hate to be one of those. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, and the second one for me that's up there was definitely Kiba. He is just
Kiba!
absolutely useless. Could be so much better with him and his dog Akumaru. It's just, those two could be, like, you ever look, what about Digimon? Like, I was hoping some stuff like that would happen. You got this tiny little dog and he's going to transform into this, he turns red. or transforms into a clone of Kiba, and they spin about 4 or 5 times, and that's about it. You know what I mean? Like he was cool. When I first saw him, I was like, whoa, like this is a pet, pet, the ninja pets and stuff like that. Like, I was like, whoa, they got those too? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I was like, wait, what? And then the tuning exams came by, and I was like, holy cow, like this guy, like, how is Naruto going to get past him? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then they do him dirty by Naruto winning. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he farts in his face and loses. So it was just kind of like, I mean, obviously that's not the entire fight of it all, but still, it was like he could have been just so much better. And mind you that as he gets older, he got a little bit better. A little bit. Like,
I know,
look at all these other characters, man. And this guy is just like, he was like a poser. Like, that was it. Like, seriously, I'm like, I want to be a Hokage.
Yeah.
And everybody free pets. And I was just kind of like, oh God, why do they have to do Neji like that? Like, why?
Why not?
This guy's right here, man. Like, he's right there. Like,
that's why they didn't. Nobody would care. They'd be like,
exactly.
That's true.
Like, you need to hurt somebody, so
that makes sense.
Probably keep Kiba. Let's make him Hokage, and that'll really hurt some people. Like,
I definitely think that he was one of the characters that was definitely underdeveloped. They could have done a lot more with him.
Exactly. I mean, you're right. Everybody else got cool new jutsus and stuff. All he ever did was just Fang over Fang. That's all he ever does.
I don't even want to hear that. I don't even say that anymore.
His dog had a baby.
His dog did have a baby.
No,
was it a baby though?
No, it can do.
I forgot his name though. Oh, I don't know if it's his baby.
So it's Akumaru, and then
it's something like Aku.
I despise him so much.
Yeah,
I like the puppy. I liked the Akumaru. I've always liked
the
Akumaru.
puppy. All you hear is just rah, rah. You know, and I was just like, oh my God, here we go. Like, here comes this guy. Like, let him do his thing and get his butt kicked and get him out of here. You know what I mean?
Oh
like,
man.
Who was the one Akatsuki member that it felt like he was running away from forever because he was?
It was half. It wasn't even the Akatsuki, was it? It was the
running away from.
I thought it was the 3 when he was fighting him in the river.
Sound ninja.
Oh yeah.
The sound, it was definitely the ninja, the sound that took Sasuke away. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So yeah, and that was the 2 headed nasty. I had the name in my head. Trying to think here. Either way.
Yeah.
I know. I remember.
Yeah. So it's just.
No, dude.
Think about it.
Yeah, I can see that too. He's like. There's a couple characters too that I can think of that just got underdeveloped, and it's like, dude, you could have done so much more with this character. And I wonder if they didn't want to, because bringing in ninja pets to the whole thing, you had ninja pets, and then you also had summoning jutsus, and I don't know if they wanted to really, and maybe they did in the manga. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, and I mean, that's the thing. It's just. If your favorite character is Kiba, don't even bother watching. Like, don't even pipe in at all.
Yeah, you must be like a dog lover.
Or you're underdeveloped or something. No, I'm joking. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. No, that's fine. It's just, to me, if you feel different, let us know, man.
The worst part about that though is like, even at least Kiba and Boruto, like, he looks like he's doing all right. Poor my dude Shino. My dude Shino's just getting. Oh man.
Yeah.
He becomes a teacher.
No, that's all right. That's cool.
If you can't remember the saying is, if you can't do it, teach it.
But
he's
like,
holding a baby.
He's a baby Kurama. Yeah, dude. Oh man.
He's got some issues for sure.
I feel bad for him just because Kiba even gets a spotlight there. Shino was actually cool in this show.
Yeah, you're right. Cool. Shino, they downplayed him hard.
Oh,
too.
Man.
They need him down below and threw him to the side.
Yeah.
Like I mean, look, he got just a quick stint. He got beat by Boruto, and of course they had.
When he was mind controlled or whatever.
Yeah, and I was like, is this guy Jonin? Like, isn't he part of the original, like, the whole squad here we got for Leaf Shinobi? Like, and he just got beat. Like, and I know Mitsuki stepped in. I get that, but. Still, it was just
his character definitely did a 180. It's like in the Naruto Shippuden, he's very mysterious, he's very quiet, and he's very like You know what I mean? He says a bunch
Yep.
of one-liners, and you're like, what is this dude thinking?
Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yep.
he's got these bugs that they do pretty good. You know what I mean? He holds
Yep.
his own in the original and Shippuden, but then in
Yep.
Boruto, it's like, who the heck is
Yeah,
this
I
dude?
could see exactly. Yeah, they kind of gave him a personality that he shouldn't have had. You know what I mean? Like they forced it, or he was awkward. You know, maybe he was just. It felt like he was just kind of a socially awkward, or just awkward. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
And he was just trying to break open, and that's fine too. Like that makes sense, you know, because it's kind of awkward, but he's trying, right?
Yeah.
So it's. Yeah, and that can definitely fall into the category of a character that, you know, kind of declined and why you wouldn't like him. But yeah, those would be just my two for sure. Kabuto, just I wanted that guy dead, like just as soon as it can, and they kept
They even gave him a
through
happy
the
ending
whole-
too.
Yeah, he got his own orphanage.
He owns the orphanage now.
Woohoo! Yeah, still looks like a snake. No,
His sage
Not
mode was
like
cool though. You got to admit, sage mode, snake sage mode's pretty cool. That was good.
I want to talk about Sage Mode, and we
Okay,
can get to
we'll
that.
get to that.
But
We'll get
like,
to
yeah,
that.
like I was gonna say, I'd say he's still at the bottom of the barrel. I hate him. So
Yeah.
anyways, just so like yeah, thinking of those obviously terrible characters. Cole, you wanted to get into kind of a little lighter note.
Uh-huh.
So was that
Yeah.
intros or
The intros, yeah.
I
We want to talk
gotcha.
about the favorite intros that we had, just because it's a little happier, you know. Jump right back from the sad least favorite characters.
Yep.
And I think because we're later on, we're going to talk about some of our favorite arcs, and I think part of the reason why my favorite intro is because it leads into my favorite arc. It's the one with Jiraiya and Pain fighting, and it shows Sasuke and Itachi fighting. That one, I'll put it up on the
Okay.
screen. I don't think you guys won't be able to see it, but it'll
Okay.
show up on here. Where is it? Let me scrub over toward the part that I just absolutely love. It's right when the bass drops, almost like the music just stops. Where is it? There it is. Dang, dude, and you got the frog, and Jiraiya just killing this thing. Oh, it's so good. Oh man,
All right.
that's my favorite one. It's so cool
Gotcha.
because it really like it sets up the Jiraiya fight with Pain. It sets up Pain because you're like, whoa, look, there they are as little kids and stuff. Like, what's that gonna be? And then Naruto's crying because he knows his master's gone. To be fair though, that was big spoiler moments in the
Yeah.
show. Like all those
Oh, for
openings are all big spoiler
Yeah.
moments.
Exactly. They were really good though. I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I could definitely see why you definitely chose that one.
What about you
That's
guys?
good.
What are your favorites?
I would say like for me, I was like, I would watch probably like one of the theme, like if they were new, right? So like if I'm going through an episode, because obviously I'm trying to get to the story here, and
Mhm.
I didn't even realize, because again, a few of animes that I've kind of noticed, they show things that are gonna,
Yeah,
you know,
they kind of
going
give
on,
spoilers.
but I never realized that until actually Cole here just, you know, mentioned it. And while I was already like, a
Yeah.
couple, I was already kind of towards the end. He was like, yeah, I'm watching these, the intros here, and they're spoiling it a little bit for me. And I was like, wait, they are? Like, wait, hold on,
Yeah.
and that's kind of where my lack of not knowing, kind of, or paying attention to that, kind of made, my choices. I kind of went back through them, and there was definitely one that I did, realize, and I did like, and it was definitely like the, I think it's listed under diver. It's like, obviously when Naruto's, falling underwater, and he's kind of sinking to the bottom, and it's kind of correlating. If to me, it's just feeling like, he's just lost, kind of just,
Yeah.
what can I do? I just feeling of just emptiness, it seems, and then all of a sudden, everybody kind of comes up under him and starts pushing him up out of the water,
Yeah.
and you know what I mean, like Kakashi, and just everybody that's had his back, and just showing, that, he's very influential, and he's got, people there for him, and I just think it was a good intro. I think it started around episode 180 of Shippuden, so,
Mhm.
and it lasted like 20, so I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
Episode. It was super, definitely, like, that was one that stuck out to me. But but I thought all of them, like, I mean, intros, they're kind of not now I watch, just to see if there's a new one. But yeah, I would say Diver for me, it was really good. It was definitely one that stuck out to me just for the the thought of, because again, Naruto's obviously going through things and stuff like that, and it just kind of talks to you. Yeah, but it's an intro, so it's just so weird, because it's kind of got its own story inside the intro,
Exactly. Yeah.
and you haven't even watched an episode that correlates but doesn't really, right? Like, it's kind of has its own feel, to it. So yeah, I'd say that one is definitely my slice of the pie in that category of things.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like the reason I really like the intros is because they do have those little narratives to their own little narrative thing. I think that's really, really neat. And like when you get to the intro where you don't skip it to get to the next part of the show, that's kind of what I like to see, is like a lot of them I was like, I'm skipping it. But when I hit one that I did earlier, I was like, I'm always watching this. A Diver, it was one I always watched. Like maybe I skipped them both a couple of times, but typically I'd watch those ones. Like, I don't know, it's something really cool that happens with this.
I think for me it was mostly the music, like, because I noticed that right off the bat too. Watching it, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of like a summary of this arc, and I don't want it to be ruined. So if the song wasn't pretty good, I would always skip it. Which some of the songs are awesome.
Oh yeah, dude.
I've got them on my cell phone. I listen, you know what I mean? I like the music, and then some of them you're like, oh my gosh, why? You went from awesome to, I don't know. A lot of them, some of the theme songs were just way out there in left field.
Yeah.
Some of them were pretty rocking. So
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too. So
yeah, and, just kind of what Skylar was talking about earlier with the Pain arc and the just the arcs, how they they feed into the different intros. Like, I think that's why like I said earlier, why I really like the intro a lot is because of the arc that surrounded it. Because my favorite arc is the Pain arc. There's two specific reasons that I really, really liked it, and one of them was just when Naruto was fighting him, and he was in Sage mode, but he had the two shadow clones at Mount Miyaboku that were in Sage mode as well. That's what I love, dude. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I'm like, dang, dude, Naruto is smart now. He knows what he's doing. He's got things under control. And the other part that I loved in that arc was when Naruto was coming back on Kakashi's back, and the whole village is just there, just cheering for him. My goodness, I've never felt something in my heart from an anime that much. But that one, oh wow, that really got me.
Pretty good, for
it's
sure.
Really good, really, really good. The fight was great too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think that arc is just. Obviously that sits up top with me. A lot of people for sure. I've kind of heard a few people like, but I think overall a lot of the crowd would say that, the Pain arc is definitely just something that it's painful. It makes you hate. It makes you, feel. It makes you love. It's just spinning your emotions, just grabbing that, your emotions, just balling it up and, crushing it and then pulling it out and then putting it back together and just, if this was metaphorically speaking and your emotions were an object, but it's definitely, I mean, just from the moment he, gets down there and like, it was actually stressing me out about that arc of how long it was taking him to get down there. It was just kind of like he has no idea. I thought the messenger frog was going to be right there, and nope, it got obviously executed on its way out. So
and when Naruto gets there, he's just like, I don't feel Kakashi's chakra. Is he all right? And they don't say anything. He's just like, okay, I understand. He knows Kakashi's dead. He knows, and he's like, whoa, and he still did all that stuff. Man, what a good guy.
Yeah, and even just previous to that, him showing up without knowing Jiraiya was gone, that was even like, what is happening?
Oh man.
And I think with that arc, the thing that definitely my favorite part of the arc would definitely be when he was when Pain had him, nailed down, we'll say, to the ground with his hands and just how he was kind of standing over him, and then Hinata, shows up like, oh, I'm gonna save you. And, she tries.
Yeah.
I give her that. She definitely tried, but she obviously got there, and then push came to shove, and finally, after one last just hit to Hinata, and she kind of goes falling to the ground. Then Naruto just absolutely just
He loses it.
loses his
Mhm.
just
Oh,
loses his
man.
mind, and that's what it was like. I was kind of like, now you done effed up here, like you are screwed, man, like for sure. So yeah, I mean that's kind of my favorite moment of that, was definitely of him being nailed down and then freaking out, right? Because now it was like, oh, everyone's gonna know how he is, and that was the downside to that too, is just the finish was it's just there was dust and, oh, who's out there, and I was like, are you serious? Like, these guys aren't watching this happen, like nobody's seeing Naruto go to like fight these guys. Like,
Yeah.
this is so frustrating, because nobody's gonna know how he is, like how good he is, like. So, but yeah, overall, I'd say, yeah, that arc sits up pretty high for me as well. What was kind of your favorite of that there, Skylar?
I talked about it earlier, but definitely I think my favorite part was just the conversation that Naruto had with Pain, because going throughout that whole arc, like I said, you start out hating Pain because he kills his master, he kills Jiraiya, you know what I mean? That not only is that Pain's master, that's like Naruto's father, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he
Yep.
kills him, and you're like, dude, I hate this guy now. I want him ripped to shreds. And then as the arc progresses, you're like, oh no, like then
Yeah.
you start to relate with him, and it's just the relationship that he builds with Naruto just through conversation, even though they're both beating the snot out of each other, you know what I mean, trying to kill each other, and then yet they still build this relationship. And then, like I said earlier, at the very end, when Pain is just so hopeless, and then it's like, because of Naruto, this young teenage kid, because he believes in himself so much that Pain, it's almost like Naruto projects his beliefs and his energy and his whole being on Pain, and Pain's like, you know what, if anyone can do it, it's this kid, you know what I mean? And it's kind of cool to see a guy that literally destroyed everything that Naruto loves, took it away, and yet Naruto still feels compassion for this guy and gets him to believe that he can do it. So I don't know. That's probably my favorite moment of the whole arc, is when you see Pain's whole mindset just shift.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, for sure. It was. Yeah, I mean, if it didn't move you, you didn't have emotions, right? Like that. Seriously, like that. It was definitely insane. Did you have another favorite kind of arc that you or even just a favorite arc or anything that you had?
So I would say that as of right now, the Pain arc's definitely my favorite. But another one that I really liked, and it kind of set the tone for Naruto Shippuden for me, and it's also an arc that was like redeeming. Like, I didn't really like Sakura before the fight with Sasori and Grandma Chio. Chio, because that whole, I mean, it was at 5-6 episodes. The arc wasn't, I mean, it wasn't too long. You got Naruto and oh shoot, is it Kakashi that chase after?
They chase after Deidara.
Deidara, and then there's that fight going on, and then there's Lady Chio and Sakura fighting Sasori, and throughout that whole fight, you know what I mean? You don't really know who this puppet dude is, and then you find out it's actually her grandson, and then Sakura actually, does something good for once, because in the anime she's kind of a wuss. But I think that was a turning point for me, was seeing Sakura actually kind of get confidence under her and do something. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's just like, I think up to that point she was just kind of, it's Naruto, Sasuke, and then Sakura. It doesn't really do anything. But that was an arc for me where I was like, dude, this is a good fight, and Sakura is starting to shine through. And I think that's obviously throughout all of Shippuden, she has her ups and downs, and eventually gets to, where I think she should have been way prior. But that was a fight for me where I'm like, okay, she's starting to grow on me a little bit. You know what I mean? And the whole the fight with Sasori was it was a good fight. I really liked that fight as well. So that's probably one of my favorites, and it was at the very beginning of Shippuden too.
Yeah.
It was 13 episodes in or something. It comes in right away, so it's got to be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think obviously there's these major arcs and stuff. One of the smaller arcs that I thought kind of like stuck out to me would be like the Orochimaru's like plan to take down the Hidden Leaf Village.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that small stint. I mean, it was just a lot of stuff that kind of went through there. I mean, it was, like a lot. There was a death of Hiruzen, of the Reaper Death Seal. That was the first thing we seen there. We were kind of like, what's going on? Like,
of someone dying.
can everybody see that? And like, no, people can't really see it because it's a seal that the user can see. But I just thought the biggest thing for me in that plot, and maybe it doesn't fit. I think it does fit because it's kind of your first. I mean, I would say it's kind of your first kind of war sense of things going on and fighting. But like, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it kind of like more of when you also seen, let's see, when you seen like kind of like Orochimaru kind of come out for the first, and see what he's kind of more about and things like that. You also got, was it also involving Gaara as well? Like, wasn't that when he also jumped out into the, and he kind of had his freak out and lost his mind and
Shukaku came out.
Yeah, Shukaku came out and and that's when Naruto is trying to summon, a summoning jutsu and Bunta comes out. What do you want? And then obviously he sees, Shukaku and he kind of knows. But, them fighting and just, it was just crazy. It was like, what is happening? And just that obviously it pushed for Gaara's development too, which was obviously he's one of the most developed characters, as developing it. And again, I need more animes under my belt to kind of know as far as development. For him, it just seemed like he was the most developing character in the whole entire series. Like, he went from absolutely hating everything to being, this demon, and to, like just coming out, and he obviously died where he kind of found himself as well, later on, but he came back to life. Like, he just had this roller coaster of emotions that because of this, this kind of small arc, it kind of led to him just, completely flipping over. And that was my favorite part of this, this kind of small arc. Was there anything different that you guys kind of thought, or I mean,
with that, just like that, what you were talking about, because Gaara, I really did not like Gaara at all at the beginning, of course, 'cause everyone hates the bad guys. But because of that made me really like Gaara. He became one of my more favorite characters as well. I just loved his jutsu, loved his sand powers. I thought Shukaku was cool. I wanted to see more of that. We didn't get to see that, though, but that's okay.
Yeah.
This man died and came back alive. Like, he just went on to be something crazy. And that's because of that. Yeah, exactly what you said.
Yeah, I mean, it was just... Yeah, I think it was just really good to me. It stuck out to me for a while. I mean, that was the first kind of 100... it wasn't the entire 100 episode, but it was kind of towards the ending of the first, 100 episodes, and it was just, and it stuck with me throughout the whole series, so, yeah, I mean.
Well, wasn't that arc right after the tuning exams too?
It was like,
yeah.
Like they merged almost, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It was right after the tuning exams. It was definitely, no, you're fine. Yeah, it was after the tuning exams, if I can recall. But
it was like,
the
attack happened during the arena arc.
Okay.
The fighting.
Yep. Yeah. Gotcha.
So I think the only part that, like, I remember watching that arc. It's been a while since I've seen Naruto shipping. It isn't as fresh as it is with you guys, but the one part I do remember is when Orochimaru is grabbing the third Hokage's arms, and it seems like for like 10 episodes they're just holding on to each other. And he's trying to seal him, and that was one thing that made me mad. Is I'm just like, man, he's like literally killing himself to seal this man away, and then he doesn't even do it. It's like it was all for nothing at the very end.
I mean, he got his arms, which made you feel like,
we got something, right?
He's running around flopping his arms everywhere, he can't do anything, but still the dude's alive, I'd rather have Hiruzen with no arms
Oh,
alive,
yeah.
you know, or
Mhm.
something like.
And I think that was one thing that, like, after that arc was over, I'm like, man, like, because he dies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
lose the third Hokage, you know. Konohamaru is without. He doesn't have a grandpa
Mhm.
anymore. There's no
Yeah.
leader there, and it's like, dude, that was one thing that I was a little bit disappointed about. Which is because obviously you want the bad guy to die, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
they had to keep it interesting. But I don't know. It's kind of cool seeing from that arc till what I really like about Naruto in general is they take, you know, specific arcs, and then, you know, 400 episodes later, it all makes a full circle, and you're like,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah.
crap, dude, this is just crazy.
You're like, wait, I remember.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
like, wait, hold on. You know,
I
like,
love that stuff. Like the
And they're-
Kishimoto and not Kishimoto.
Yeah.
That's the guy that made
or
it.
no,
Kimimaru.
I was like, no, yeah,
Kishimoto's the
Kimimaru.
writer of
I
it.
thought that. I thought him too. I exactly thought. Oh, I thought the
Kimimaru,
Kimimaru. Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, and then
Oh,
Kishimoto.
man.
I was like, oh, that's the creator, dude.
Yeah,
No.
he's the creator.
But yeah, I can see that. Like, that's just as far as like I can see that. Like, just how sad it was. Now that you made me think of it, is just you
Yeah.
know tried so hard, but he was
I
just
know.
old and yeah.
So hard for nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
one of
it had
the.
its own.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say.
No, it's fine.
I was just gonna move on a little bit.
Yeah, you can. That's okay.
Just like the smaller moments of the show, that's what really got me hooked, I think. Just the small little things here and there. Some of the stuff that I really, really enjoyed was like the Sharingan stuff. Like, just learning about the Sharingan here and there. Just little tiny hints and stuff. That's what really got me excited about that in general. The two things, just briefly, that really got me like, whoa, dude, look at that. That's crazy how they can do that. It was when Kakashi awoken the Mangekyo Sharingan, it not only, well, I don't know how it works entirely, because maybe it was just because Obito watched, but both of their eyes awakened the Mangekyo when Kakashi stabbed Rin, when Rin fell on his arm, fell on his lightning blade. I was just like, whoa, that's when it really hit me that, like, those trauma scenes, moments, is what makes the Sharingan get stronger. And then the other thing was when Itachi put the crow inside of Naruto. The crow was Shisui's eye, so that he could get Sasuke to come back to the leaf, but it ended up being on Itachi himself, his dead version, the reanimated jutsu version of him. Like, holy cow, that's so crazy. That's when the first time I was like, dang, dude, the Sharingan's got power. Like, I knew it had power with Genjutsu, but that was like, wow, it can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
You can teleport, dude, to new dimensions.
Yeah, dude. Oh my goodness.
That is definitely insane, I think. Yeah, I mean, just learning about it, like the whole, and then, you know, just starting when you first watch Naruto, you kind of look at baby, you know, Hinata's eyes, and you're just kind of like, okay, maybe that's just a different character, right? Like, I mean, no offense, I was like, oh, maybe that's how they make eyes in anime. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I have no idea. Like, maybe that's, people have different colored eyes. They have purple and green and, you know, stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know. This guy's hair is red or, like, blue, you know?
Good point,
like,
good points.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, okay. Like, she's just, you know, a different looking person. Then Neji obviously shows up, too. And it was kind of like, okay, yeah, there's another one, you know? So it's like, okay. But then you just learn about these eyes and things like that. And that's what even makes it even just, you know, it's just not the plot. Like, this whole thing about, you know,
It's like the world building, the extras.
Yeah,
the extra
it's
stuff.
just the extra stuff, for sure. The detail, the attention to detail is definitely there. Like, and I'm sure that they would love to have added so much more. But again, there's time frames, things like that they probably have, you know, to work with. But it's just cool that they, you know, that they add this stuff in, because when we go back and watch this all again, like, you know, you're just gonna appreciate it that much more. So
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you as far as the detail with the Mangekyo and things like that. That's definitely, I mean, that's a crazy thing, man. Like, it was scary, you know. Definitely, you have to deal with that Itachi and it just the eyes. It was just like, they're like, don't look, and it's like, well, what are you gonna do? You know, like,
they're like, don't look at his eyes. You have to fight him.
Don't look at his
eyes.
eyes. Like, okay, you're gonna fight this guy. Watch his hips. Watch where it is.
But he's so fast. Is the thing.
Yeah,
man.
He's
exactly.
the fastest ninjas alive.
Well, right as they walk up to him, they meet and then look down, and he's
Yep.
already got you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
It's
yeah,
over.
that's how powerful those eyes were. So,
And Itachi's one of those characters where I wish we could have seen more of. Because looking back, I honestly believe that Itachi is one of the strongest ninja in the
Mhm.
Naruto universe. The guy was lightning fast, and he could control your mind just by looking at his eyes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And he
Yeah.
had the ability to do everything. And we just didn't get enough Itachi. Is what I personally believe. I mean, we got enough to where you hate the guy, then you love the guy, and then you realize what he was actually doing. You know what I mean? Was for the
Yeah.
betterment of the whole Leaf Village. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wish we would have got a little bit more of Itachi. But going back to the jutsu, what I think is incredible is within the Naruto universe is even to this day in Boruto, they don't really know everything about jutsu.
Yeah.
The jutsus are always changing. They're developing new jutsus. So
Yeah.
it's like it's crazy that
yeah,
you start with a Sharingan, and then it becomes pretty much this god tier jutsu that only, I mean, you have to be born with it. Excuse me, it's not a jutsu. What's it called?
Kekkei Genkai.
Yeah, Kekkei Genkai. Yep. But I don't know. What I like about it is just it all develops and keeps changing. And even with Boruto today, he's still developing, and I'm sure they're going to develop other new jutsus as well. But
Yeah.
he's developing. It's almost like they make their jutsus personal to their being. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Each character's got the family Kekkei Genkai or the jutsus that they learn, but they also develop it and make it personal to them, which I think
Yeah.
is really, really cool.
I mean, like when you
Definitely.
see Shikadai do his shadow paralysis in a big giant circle to get all of Boruto's shadow clones. Like you
Yeah,
never seen
that's-
anything like that. That's just for him.
exactly.
Like he made that just to get Boruto, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you
I
see that
mean,
kind of stuff.
exactly. That's just that stuff that develops, you
Yeah.
know, kind of down the road, and
Yeah.
but it's cool that it's also an ancestral
Yeah.
jutsu that's been
Oh, yeah.
passed down. You
Mhm.
know, that only they can. Yeah, exactly. That there's only certain. It's not just kind of handed around. Like Earth style and things like that.
Yeah.
Or he's just mud wall. That's what I hear every single day of in Naruto. It's like throw in the supportive character. He runs in mud wall and then goes up a mud wall. I'm like, come on, man. Like, come on, dude. Like, they're just gonna go over it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
So I got
yeah.
a question for you guys before we move on. Just with so I've been trying to think of all the characters that have the Sharingan. Is it only Sasuke, Kakashi, and Sarada? Are they the only three that have it as of right now?
Like
No,
right now,
Kakashi doesn't even have it
Kakashi
anymore.
doesn't have it
Oh,
anymore.
that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
he
that's
lost
right.
it
Yep.
after the whole Obito,
that's right.
Obito
dying and
died,
giving him one
yeah.
last kind of hoorah with it, and you have to see that
The
Susanoo
Susanoo.
pop out, which is really cool. So
But yeah, it's just
But-
it's just
it's just definitely
those two.
Sasuke and
well, and then those little weird clone things, but that was really weird too.
Yeah, I don't know if
'cause,
you can really count that though,
Yeah, you can't. I mean,
because
yeah,
they took care of him.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe
yeah,
not
like
anymore.
what the heck was that? That was just so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely for now that we know it's Sarda and
Sasuke.
Sasuke.
They
Yep.
they just need to have more kids and get more little Sharingans.
Yeah,
Dude,
they're gonna come out with more
watch-
kids that look like freaking instead of looking like Sasuke, they're gonna
Look like
more
Sakura.
like Sakura and
Big
that's just-
forehead.
Yeah.
You watch
No eyes.
Sarada and Boruto. I'm hoping for that. That's the story I want.
It's all right. I could see. It's just like how much more could you infuse these. It would just really, but
Make 'em
again,
more
I
strong.
think, yeah, and I think about it, and I'm just kind of like, well, why didn't they do this before? But everyone kind of stayed in their niche, their
Yeah.
kind of own groups, and
Yeah.
it's just crazy how Naruto affected that much,
Yeah.
just by, breaking the standards of just for Neji and and just their entire clan.
Yep.
Things like that, you aren't just replaceable, right? Like
Yeah.
you can make yourself irreplaceable, you don't have to be like that. Your
Mm-hmm.
destiny isn't, all set in stone. You can always change that, so, and that's what, yeah, I mean, that makes sense now for a lot of people that think, like, well, why are they mixing and matching now?
Mhm.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it was just everyone's stuck in their own groups, and then it, then it was more of breaking the barriers and things like that as Naruto got older, and the war as well of them all together, right?
Yeah.
So. But no, yeah. So as far as the Sharingan goes, yeah, that's just 2 right now, as far as we
Just
know.
2.
So just 2. So that's
But
kind
like
of
the Otsutsuki people, they have like a Byakugan and a Renigan thing.
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. That thing creeps me out.
Yeah.
Sitting there, yeah.
The more research I've
So
done though
weird.
on this God clan, dude, they are crazy. It is
Yeah.
like, so when Boruto kills a god, it's like, dude, this is like Kaki all over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's part
What's
of
his
the
name?
God
I have it
clan
written
as
down.
well.
It's
Momoshiki. Momoshiki. That's what they took him
killed
down.
Momoshiki, and they got stripped away for the best fight, which they should have gotten, but
Oh yeah,
that's
I know.
just me. The awards there, but it's all good. Whatever. We know who the best fight scene was. Yeah. I mean, that's what freaks me out. It's just I'm like sitting here like, where are you guys going with this? Because this is like gonna blow my mind. Like, I thought that we were just in a noodle shack, and there's nothing. We don't know what the wheel is and things like that. Like, seriously, it was just.
Dude, another crazy thing too is the very first episode of Boruto talks about a whole lot real quick.
That's so much to get into.
I know,
yeah,
dude.
that
It's
is one
just
of
like-
those. Yeah, that's when you just look at the series. You're just like, why? Why do you have to do that to us? Do you know what I
know.
mean? Like,
No.
you look at Kishimoto, and you're just like, dude, come on! Like, you didn't do this to us before, and you're gonna do this to us now? Like,
Yeah.
really?
I know.
So.
It's like they're like, okay, this is gonna happen, but tune in to find out how it does.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Exactly. I was
dude.
like, no, 4 more years of my life.
And there's so
No,
many things you can pick from that. Just like you're picking all these
Yeah.
things, making all these assumptions.
Right.
It's like,
Well,
dang.
yeah, and then as you're kind of later down the roading, but again, we can get into it. We can move on. But it's just
Yeah.
you think of all the stuff you're looking at, like why does he have a stint on half his face?
Yeah.
Why is he wearing that headband? Is he was he kicked out of the village? Was he
Yeah.
exiled? Like, what's going on?
But,
Like,
I mean, we already found out up to this
yeah,
point.
you kind of know what. Yeah, you can, but it could always change. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
true, that's
it
true.
could not be his because we kind of pointed. It was a different color, or was it? Was
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
up like. So maybe he just took the plate from
From Sasuke's or something.
Sasuke's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe he didn't. Maybe
Maybe.
he didn't want to fit that. Because where he's at right now is. He's throwing me left and right. But anyways, like yeah. So.
Oh man. Yeah. All right.
That is
Well.
definitely.
Oh.
No, that's fine. I was just gonna say it's just
Yeah.
definitely a roller coaster for this series so far too.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely. Well, we're gonna take a quick break right there, guys. When we get back, we're just gonna talk a little bit more about Boruto. We're gonna talk about the most recent episode, the most recent arc, and then that'll be it for this week, everybody. So we'll be right back. All right, everybody. Welcome back from our break. We're gonna be diving right into episode 99 of Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, and just talking a little bit about that, and then closing off. So obviously the big thing in the room is big guy is Jugo. Jugo is the star of the episode. He's doing his curse mark thing. He's got some geese too. So what do you guys think about Jugo?
Obviously he's back. He's bigger and he's better.
He's bigger.
I don't know. Well, yeah, he's definitely like you see him, roll up. He's just walking. He's got this cool, freaking stylish haircut now. It's from what I'm seeing, it's shaved on the sides and it's long.
Oh, yeah,
slick
dude.
back.
Style,
so that
man.
was like, yeah, it was
looks
like
good.
a mohawk, and he's walking around. He's got this 6-pack going on. He's got the traps popping out. And he's not even trying. He's out here trying to help the birds and things like that. So,
Gentle giant.
yeah, the gentle giant. I think, he's back. I'm really excited to see kind of where this leads into. Like I said, I'm staying current with the anime. I'm not reading anything, in advance. So I'm hoping this is an improve, and there's nothing wrong with the past, arc or anything like that. That was sick too, but it's just hopefully it just keeps getting better and better, as it goes.
This arc's definitely better
Yeah.
so far than the
Yeah.
previous fillers.
Yeah, I would say.
Definitely.
Well, I mean, come on, Father Kid Day.
Oh,
like,
okay,
come on.
that was good stuff. That was real good stuff. That was real good stuff.
So, you're like, who cares about that, man?
No, I
No.
like that.
I
was thinking the Team 15 arc that just happened, or
Oh,
episode.
yeah, I got you. Yeah, that was a little. Yeah, that was beyond me. So, Sky, what do you think of our boy Jugo here?
I think that it's, one of the things, like we had kind of already pointed out, he's this big old freaking buff dude, and yet he cares about these ducks, these these geese, these like Boruto freaking laces one to a tree.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Oh,
freaking
man.
hits him with his kunai, and then Jugo comes back and he's like throws his kunai knife on the ground. He's like, I don't like people that hurt geese. You know what I mean?
It stuck in, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he stuck it in the ground.
Flopping on the ground. He was just
Yeah.
like, and it just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's kind of a cool, seeing this really big dude with this soft spot for these geese.
Dude.
Yeah.
Jugo's real cool.
Well, he's always loved birds and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
he always had
That's-
the animal kind of thing
That's
going
always
on.
the thing.
I think it's part of like the nature tracker probably.
Yeah. Well, with his curse mark.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd agree because he developed the curse mark for himself, right? I mean,
I think it's part of his
was
clan. Like his
genetic
clan had
or-
the
yeah, his
thing going
own-
on.
Yeah, I was gonna say because it wasn't anything processed or
Yeah.
So
Like Orochimaru's stuff, that was processed. This is different.
yeah. So
Well, yeah. And then like those geese too, because if you look closely, those geese they got like wings that look like Sasuke's wings.
yeah,
Like
those
they got
those
curse
were
mark
demon
stuff going on.
wings.
Demon
Yeah.
Sasuke
Demon
geese wings.
Sasuke geese wings. Yeah, they look better on the geese than they did on Sasuke.
Oh, yes,
that's
yeah.
For sure. Sasuke did not look wholesome with those on there. I was like, what are those for? But yeah, I think the demon geese were friggin' scary, man. I mean,
Oh,
those
yeah.
things were flying. It seems like they were flying around fast.
I mean,
they were
I'm
keeping-
with Boruto. I would have killed the thing too. I would have
Yeah,
threw a kunai
well,
at it.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing is if I was fighting an animal, I'm not sure how I would knock it out because
Oh,
with
yeah.
humans you kind of get a
Mm.
sense of okay, he's not moving, he's just knocked out, he's not dead.
Yeah.
Like with animals, you don't know if you knocked it out, if you killed it, if
I
you
guess
know
he could
what
have threw the
mean?
kunai at
So-
the wing, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but
I
yeah,
don't
you got
know.
a point
He's
there.
fine. He's fine in my book.
Yeah.
Boruto's cool.
I was gonna say we don't know if they healed or anything like that, right?
Oh
But-
yeah, with curse mark maybe. I don't know.
yeah, with the curse mark. So, yeah, I mean, do you like those geese there?
I think so. I got two thoughts, and I don't want to like jump ahead too far, but the one thing that I didn't really enjoy about this episode is I think it was 3 times that Jugo runs into the cave and he slips behind those pipes and he like rages. He's like, ah, and then he comes out. He's fine. They did it 3 times. I'm like, man, is that really that necessary?
Yeah.
But other than that, one thing that arises, like a question in my mind, is where he takes these demon geese and he absorbs
Mm-hmm.
their curse into him, and I'm like, okay, well now I'm trying to think ahead of like maybe Jugo is gonna fight and absorb these other characters that have curse marks. Maybe he
Yeah.
like takes it on.
Oh
He
yeah.
He absorbs their curse mark from them, or that was just a thought I had of thinking like, okay, well maybe this is like because prior to him sucking the curse mark from the geese, you're like, well, this guy's crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like where
I don't
like
know.
where did the geese get the curse mark? Like I thought I came up with this thought like at the very end when it showed those 2 people with like the necklaces that gave them the curse
Yeah.
mark.
Uh-huh.
I think my thought was maybe that their people or whatever, they made the geese have the curse marks while they were testing or something like that. And the bird dude that licks everything, he's a pretty cool dude. I like that dude. Mitsuki's licking it. Anyway, he noticed that Jugo and the geese had different blood, like different curse mark stuff. So that's why I think that it has to be some kind of like artificial maybe or different, because that's like Boruto's theme is like everything's artificial, like trying to take over the world or whatever with artificial stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's my thoughts on that.
Well, yeah, and that ties even to a further thing, down that we can get to, but just technology wise is just like as we've seen, well, as you're meaning from like, how do I put it? I'm trying to think of like a good way to say it to not like confuse, but it would be like the ninja tools, how we
Yeah.
see, we can kind of get down to it late in a sec, but the necklaces that we've seen on those look like the brother and sisters at the end, but also even the tranquilizer type
Yeah.
thing that they held for Jugo, right? Like, just, I mean, that in general too is just kind of like, wait, hold on, like he can calm him, like they developed something to calm out his freakouts, like you know what I mean. To also touch on that, uh, going back and forth 3 times, I think they were just trying to extend, like kind of show the extent of how powerful, I guess, how like careful and caring he is, like Jugo is. Like he doesn't want people to think he's a psychopath, right? Like he wants them to know look, he's caring to animals. He just wants to be normal. He doesn't want to kill anybody. He's said it so many times, like he does not want to kill anybody. And when he transforms, he wants to kill everything inside. Like seriously, it's like the biggest, just the biggest black and white, in one person can have that it sucks. And
yeah, and we saw him go crazy like last episode, this episode. Like Konohamaru putting the dagger, the chakra blade daggers through his mouth. That was dope.
Yeah,
but he was going crazy. And like, man, like in Boruto, he had to fight a little bit too, and he got the syringe into Jugo as well. But like, I guess he was halfway turned then. But yeah, you see it there. He goes crazy. Like he's definitely doing that cave stuff to like protect everybody.
Right. It just exactly like. Just in the fighting sequence of Konohamaru as well, how skilled Konohamaru is. I'm sure we'll get to see more of him obviously down the way. He's doing great, but it's just it took a giant a Rasengan to the chest to kind of push this guy seriously, and you see the impact it's had. It's on even previous robbers before in the episodes, but in this one, I mean, it's just the fight sequence was cool. We got to see a couple stabs that we don't really get to see. Like I was kind of psyched about that, he actually he stabbed right into his, kind of his rib area. He pulled it out. Like you got to see that. A lot of the times you don't, it's kind of like they've been pretty mild on the, gore or blood type things, but when that thing kind of goes right through his mouth, I was just his cheeks, I was like, what? And then he bites it, dude. Just to amp him up, and that's when I was like, oh god, oh my gosh, like how are they gonna beat him? Like how are they gonna beat him? Like look at him, he's crazy, like he's a monster, like and just to know that they're developing kind of this these tools are taking this giant beast and they're just stopping the entire process. Like that's how crazy these as we were touching on before, these ninja tools are becoming, and just for the series in general. But I mean for this episode 99, obviously so far it's all about Jugo and the curse mark, and we're kind of getting things figured out to start, and I'm still a little lost. Like I'm still kind of like, what's going on? I mean, throughout the whole episode, obviously we have those sneaky trying to act. You can see those guys from, I think it was the Hidden River or something like that. The river
or something like that.
It's something like that they he shows up in a hat, and I'm like, this guy's bad. Like look at this guy. Like seriously, it's like, is anything wrong? We're just here to be friendly. Like no, you're not. You're not trying to be friendly, like so, and I'm still kind of like, who are they? Like I mean, and also like, what are you guys' thoughts on that? And also just the other big thing besides Jugo are the brother and sister with those
with
those
collars,
necklaces. Those collars. We can call them chokers too if you wild kids out there. No, but like that activated just like that, right? Like just like that, and it was like,
it seems like they have more control over it as well than Jugo does. You know what
exactly.
I mean? Jugo loses it, and these guys are able to. It's almost like a jutsu for them. They're like, boom, now they're ready to fight. You know what I mean?
Right. Definitely. Yeah. And so like, what are your guys' thoughts on like those two? And then also just to you know, because I'm just saying my piece here.
Yeah.
Is just think about how much power it took for like not only Sasuke but those other sound ninja we'll call them, but that fought Neji and Choji
The
and
Sound 4, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
just think about how like they said, oh, I guess we got to go to level, they were going to
Yeah.
levels for these things, and they had to take so much energy just to get up there, and they
Mhm.
couldn't do it for so long, or it's killing them, right? And now to have these chokers or collars that just snap it like that, it's like Boruto's gonna be, I don't know, man. Like
Yeah,
this
dude.
is why it's just, yeah. I mean, so yeah, it's a mouthful, but like, well, I mean, what do you guys think between just, I mean, the curse mark and the technology that's kind of, you know, that's gonna be, I'm assuming here.
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
I
As far as
mean,
that goes.
like, you're totally right. That's one of the first things I thought too, was when they activated the curse mark collars, it was quick. It was easy. I mean, like you said, the other guys, the other people, the Sound 4, like, they had no problems. I mean, like, it took a while to get there, but they couldn't do it very long. And that was kind of sad for them anyway. Um,
Yeah.
And I think team 15, those girls, I think they're gonna get taken out by these guys. Maybe one of them will escape. Maybe they'll be like, "Oh, Namida, go escape because you can't fight because all you do is cry or
Just
whatever."
cry and knock everyone out, please hurry.
Oh yeah, she could do that. I mean, she could
There's
get away by doing that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're saying your part here, but there's no way she's not crying on these upcoming episodes. If she does not cry, I will.
Oh.
I don't know. I'll do something.
She'll cry.
I'll
She'll
do something. If she doesn't cry, like, I don't know. It's got to be
I
something
think they're
wild
done if
that
she
I would do.
doesn't.
Like,
They're
yeah, I
done.
mean, they just stopped the whole series, right? Like, just their whole.
Oh
They just
yeah.
die, right?
They're
I
just
mean,
dead.
yeah, they're just dead. No, but yeah, she's got to be crying. So yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. So she's definitely,
One thing I'm hoping from this arc is, I feel like between the curse mark and Orochimaru developing this thing to kind of tame Jugo, I'm hoping that this is like kind of a connection that'll bring Orochimaru more into the anime, because I mean he's shown his face bits in here. Obviously Mitsuki is connected to Orochimaru, we know that, but what I'm hoping after I watch this episode is I'm hoping that Orochimaru can, and maybe he won't, but to me I'm hoping that he kind of comes into light and plays a role and kind of brings to light what he's developing, what the serum is. Maybe he's the one that's developed the necklaces, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So that's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm hoping to get out of this arc is I want to see more of Orochimaru, because this is definitely his playing field. This is, his
Yeah,
work.
I agree with that. Like, and the other thing alongside that is when Konohamaru first found the syringe, he's like, "Mitsuki, do you know what this is?" Instantly,
yeah, he just goes straight
to
me, like,
Mitsuki.
you,
And
like,
so-
you, lab rat,
Yeah.
come here. Like,
Pretty much.
I'm not
yeah.
judging you. I forgave you, but come here. It's you know. Like,
But yeah, so like, I mean, I think you might be right, Scott. I think there might be more of a connection with Orochimaru coming up. He might be shown up more. I think he'd be pretty cool. I think he's a lot better of a character now because he is nice and he's cool.
but it's just
yeah.
that's what throws me off, though, is like, how quickly he just switched. Like, for me, it felt like it was quick.
Yeah.
Like, he was out to destroy everything, and then now he wants to follow the wind of
It
whatever.
it all changed when he died. I'm pretty sure when Sasuke got
Yeah,
him.
right. But like, and I guess I could see that, but it felt like it was so much hate, and Sasuke just squashed him like that.
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
Mhm.
just like that. And I was just kind of like, this guy right here who took down Sarutobi, like, he's gonna go down like that.
Yeah.
It took this long, and he is just gonna get swallowed up by that. Like, really, So
Yeah.
that's why, and I get, like, he is a nice guy and he's getting, like, followed all the time, but
By Yamato.
by Yamato, yeah, he's just he's tiptoeing and like that stupid stuff. It's funny, but it's just like, oh my gosh.
Oh.
But yeah, I'd agree. I could see, yeah, I mean, he's gonna be in there, but it's just, I don't know, it's just so weird. I'm still waiting for him. Like, my own opinion is I think he's just waiting for a moment again. Like
To
it just
attack?
feels that way. Yeah, I mean, he's doing something with Mitsuki, right? Like
Yeah.
there's something there because they played that big story about Mitsuki running away, and
Yeah.
find your sunlight, and they were like, pound it, to the older Mitsuki that was
Yeah.
already there. He's like, yeah, we got him. Like, good job. So
Yeah.
there's something. There's obviously he's one that thinks ahead a lot, like steps, like
Yeah.
20 steps ahead. You know what I mean? Like he thinks
Oh yeah,
everything.
he's a
So
smart
Well,
dude.
and you can see that in
Yeah.
the first Chunin exams back in Naruto. This whole
Yeah.
elaborate plan that he had. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
it played out for that long. So yeah, I'd agree. I could see him, but for me, like it's just he's still rubbing me the wrong way, and I don't
Yeah.
know if it's voice actor. I don't know if it's just like seriously, whatever it is just he's just maybe the eyes. Like it's just he's not a good dude. There's
I
no way he's
I,
just slipping
I
like
think
that.
it's because of the bitter taste he's left in your mouth. I mean, really, what has he done, honestly, other than I would say the last final battle, like the last
He's
arc
done
of Naruto
nothing.
Shippuden.
He's
Exactly,
done
you know what I'm
nothing.
saying?
That's
Yeah.
what's upsetting me is he is playing this so well that it is making me mad. Like
Yeah.
seriously, like
No,
he's
I
doing
can see
it
that.
so well, like so well. So yeah, I mean, just on base with that is just yeah. But just hear me out. There's something planned, and if there isn't, that's another just blow my mind right there because like.
Oh.
That is just I don't know.
I think
Well,
I'll bat for him. I think I bat for him. I think I like him still.
All right, that's fine.
Well, see, and that's the thing is I don't hate him nor like him. I'm still in neutral zone, but that's why I want him to come back. I kind of want
Yeah.
to see where he's at. You know what I mean? So I mean
Definitely.
that's definitely why I want. That's something that I want to shed more light on. I want to see more of is Orochimaru because right now, pretty much since he died, since Sasuke killed him, since that point we have got nothing. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
came back a little bit for the final battle and whatnot, but
yeah,
not much. You know what I mean?
gotcha.
That's true. And I actually didn't see the ending. Like like they have like the little next time on Boruto after the credits.
yeah,
I didn't
you're
watch
right.
that. I forgot to
didn't
watch
watch
it this
it either.
time.
I didn't
All
watch
right,
it
cool. So we're
Wow,
blind.
look at
We're
us.
blind for
Yeah,
next week
we're
then.
going in. We're ready. I should have. I
I
got
forgot,
to the end and
yeah.
then it was hurry up and getting things set
I got
up.
a
And,
Hulu
so.
ad, and so I'm like, I gotta get to class, so I
You're
turned
like, oh,
it
I gotta go.
off.
Yeah, I wanted it fresh. I watched it. I like to
Oh.
watch them like right before
Yeah.
we kind of do our takes to think
Yeah.
about it. Give me a day or
Mhm.
something
Yeah, for
to
sure.
ponder. But
Mhm.
but yeah, no, I usually watch them. I guess I'm gonna. I don't know. Maybe I do go back, or maybe I just wait.
I mean, I think I'm just gonna wait because it's a lot of hassle to go back and
So,
watch just the end.
so do we not watch them, or do we watch them for?
I think we can
you
watch
have
them, but
Hulu. Well, I was gonna say you got Hulu on your computer, and since
Yeah.
like you could go to the end, right? Or yeah, it
like I
should
think
be,
where
like-
mine is because I have the ads on Hulu. I have to watch an ad to skip to the end.
Oh, gotcha. I don't. Yeah, no, I don't. So.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna bother.
I'm above the average. No, I'm joking. I'm above the
You're
average.
premium.
Yeah, I'm a premium
Oh.
member.
Premium
Yeah,
Hulu.
right. I've watched my fair share of commercials, and now it's getting out of control, man.
It is.
Like,
It's pretty bad now.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, exactly. Looking for an address, and it's like, well, check out this Clorox commercial. I'm like, come on, man. Just trying to get home. Is this a GPS? Like, I'm on a GPS, and they're trying to show me an ad for Colgate or baby wipes. I'm like, I don't even have a baby. Like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Like,
bro, YouTube's been doing double ads now. It's like, watch this
great.
10-second ad
Yeah.
you can't skip, and then watch this 30-second ad that
Oh,
you can't
man.
skip.
I wouldn't be surprised if y'all got hit with an ad around here.
Yeah,
You know,
I did.
watching
Enjoy your
this.
ads, everybody.
Yeah, enjoy your ads. We're getting 3 or 4 of these in here.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch them all and keep
Yeah.
watching us, right?
That's so we can take the money we make and
Exactly.
upgrade to Hulu Premium, so
Yep.
we don't gotta watch.
The more- yeah,
So we can
More
watch the
ads.
endings.
Yeah.
exactly. It's all for your guys' benefit, I swear.
That's right.
But yeah, so the thoughts on 99, I think, yep, Jugo is obviously the big
Yep.
kind of arc person here for this upcoming. From what I see, the curse mark is probably the word of the arc, it feels like.
Yeah.
So, to me, but yeah, and then, I mean, just to kind of like touch, since we kind of just mentioned it just real quick if you want. I'm not sure if we've got time or things like
Yeah,
that.
we got a little bit more.
Okay. The choker, the necklace. Like, I mean, what?
I think we're finding more about it. Maybe even next
yeah,
episode we'll find more about it.
yeah. It's crazy. Like, are those the only two? Like,
Oh yeah.
like, is there more? Like,
Why do
why is
those two have them?
Yeah,
Who
why is
are
that guy?
those
Who are
two?
they? Do we remember
Exactly.
them? I don't remember them from
No,
anything.
no, they look like, I thought they were vampires at first. They look like vampires to me. I was like, is this gonna throw us through a Twilight Saga, or what's gonna happen here? Which, yeah, you wouldn't be surprised here, but I think, yeah. And then, and the other question for me is, like, why is the guy wearing a hat at night? It's weird. They were peeking through the bush. I think,
Yeah.
was it getting dark?
Oh,
when he's
like
peeking
not
through
only that though,
bush?
they saw Jugo and they're like, "There's our target.
Yeah.
That's who we're looking for." So
Yeah.
there's
And
more
they
with those
asked-
guys
that's-
too.
Yep,
They know
asked
things.
They do know things. They asked Boruto to see if he'd lie, and he lied.
He
That's what
lied.
I'm thinking. They
Boruto's
knew
a good guy. I
already.
think. I think he's a good
Yeah.
guy. He's a good guy.
This kid is throwing me left and right. I don't know. It's because I'm a Naruto lover, and he's out here talking crap on his dad, and again, I know he has his reasons for it. But-
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's kind of just what I wanted to brush over, was just kind of the Joker things. But I guess we do have to wait and see. So I'm thinking, just predictions real quick. I think that team gets beat. You're right. The one makes it out, or she cries.
Yeah.
Like team 15, was it?
Yeah, it's 15.
Yeah, it's 15. Yep. They get kind of beat down, because I don't think the cat, jutsu, and the I don't think they've got really. Well, maybe she's got her little,
That little Nue thing.
she's
Like
got
that's
her
the
little-
best they
yeah,
got. I
her
think.
little new on her. Yep. Yeah. Like, they definitely have. And that thing's getting bigger too.
Yeah,
That's what's getting.
it can
cool,
grow.
too. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's getting bigger as powerful as she's getting. So yeah, we'll see if New can help them out. But I think Cry, they lose, and Boruto and them come save the day.
Yeah.
Type, maybe, but Jugo is definitely going to be playing a part for me.
Oh yeah, Jugo's a
so,
big
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
What are your predictions, Sky?
I think Jugo ends up fighting the two
Yeah.
Jokers. I think my prediction is, and this is because I would like to see something like this. I think he fights him, and I think he absorbs the necklaces, or does something with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe he takes a necklace, and the necklace is what helps him control his power.
Oh yeah.
I don't really know, but
Yeah.
Cool. My predictions
That is
basically
cool.
Jesse said. Either Namida is running away because the other two are like, "Yo, you gotta run. You can't fight with us," or she cries. Either way, I think one of them's getting away. But two of them are going down for sure. I don't think they can fight a curse mark. I like what Sky's got with Jugo going against these guys. I don't think he's gonna take the necklaces. I bet he just breaks them. I bet that's his thing. Is just breaks them.
Definitely
But
think it's
I bet he does
broken.
fight him. I bet it's a curse mark fight eventually. The other two guys, no idea. No thoughts about them.
Yeah, I have no.
They're
I feel
shifty.
like, yeah, quick. It would be they developed it.
Maybe,
Possibly.
yeah, they could be part
They
of
were
it
the
for sure.
developers, and they're watching this test
Yep.
out because he's got the real thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
he's
yeah,
got
yeah.
the
Could
actual
be.
curse
That
mark
could
in
be
there.
it.
Yeah.
That
They're
makes
doing
sense.
this kind of half-hearted
Yeah.
knockoff curse mark. That's
Mhm.
for all we know has a one level to it. So
Yeah.
we don't know if it
I
can
like
go
that.
more. Right.
I like that
So,
idea.
Yeah,
like
I
that
think
idea too.
those are definitely like the scientists, like Ding Dong, that went into the
Cheating exams.
that guy who got
Oh,
in front
yeah,
of
yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
And like, let's
Yep.
shoot a bunch of jutsu at him because he absorbs everything.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
Well,
So,
great.
but
Well,
yep,
yeah. That's gonna do it.
she's
for everybody.
crying.
She's
Remember.
crying.
she's crying.
The tears will be
That's-
coming to next Sunday.
It's happening.
It's
whether you guys
happening.
like it or not. She is crying, and if she doesn't cry,
Who knows?
I'll think of something. I'll do something.
I want something.
Something
Send
fast.
me some cookies or something.
Yeah, maybe I do a couple jumping jacks. I don't know. Like, can't do much here. So maybe I wear something, or something that's funny, or we'll see. We'll see.
You put a bandana over your eye.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah.
If she doesn't cry, let's put it this way: if she's not crying this next episode or the second, when I'll cosplay as her. How about that?
You cosplay as her? Oh,
that
there we
too.
go.
She's not crying crying.
She's not crying. He did give the 2-episode gap, so I think he's safe. But
I'm thinking like, yeah, if she, well, during this fight, because again, I've never cosplayed in my life, so this is a pretty big deal. Like when they fight, she's crying is what I'm trying. If they get past this whole thing, and she doesn't cry like while fighting, like say she cries somewhere else, that doesn't count, right? Like, I'm
just
saying
this
when
fight.
they're
Just
fighting,
this fight.
I'm saying, yeah, when they're fighting.
Okay.
If she's not crying, I'll come in a. It's not going to be the best thing in the world.
I'll
but,
take you up.
all right.
It's locked in.
He does cry. I'll cosplay as Naruto. I already got the hair.
All right.
You'll be
Alright,
Naruto if she cries.
Or
We'll
Boruto. It's the same
let us
person.
know too,
Yeah.
because I definitely, yeah.
Oh, cool.
If that's interesting, I'll take it up. I
want to see this.
We need an exception here. We need a yes. We want to see that. So
Cole's
reals.
he's gonna cosplay Shikamaru.
I'll be Shikamaru. Get a man
Need a-
bun. I don't got the hair
you
though. I
need
need to
Jake-
grow it
you
out.
need you need Jake's hair.
Jake's
so,
got the hair.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's pretty nasty.
Well, there, everybody. That's it for today's episode. That's the first episode of TalkNoJutsu podcast. And just closing, just a reminder. I guess we don't really know each other's names very well. I'm Cole. We got Jesse and Sky. Do you guys want to do Twitters or anything like that?
We can just do it under the podcast.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we'll
So
see where this kind of goes.
we'll see where this goes. So we got 2 things you can reach us at, or I guess the YouTube comments as well. Feel free to comment there about things we might have missed, things you want to talk about. You can tweet at us at the TalkNoJutsu podcast Twitter. That's at TalkNoJutsuCast, no space. And you can also email us at talknojutsu.cast@gmail.com. Feel free to let us know what you want, questions, anything you guys have for us.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us
'cause
know.
I think we're all pretty. Yeah, we can shift our tide. Yeah, and we're new to all this, but still, I mean, I think, responding to people is kind of what fits us. So yeah, definitely let us know what you think. So
great. Well, thank you guys for being here with me. I appreciate talking Naruto. It's been fun, and
very fun.
that'll be good. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.
See ya.